Hello everyone, Starbase000 here, and today I am playing the Defiance Beta. And if anybody does not know about this game, it is a new MMO that is coming out for the Xbox, PS3, and the PC. And it is based on it's accompanying a new TV show that is going to premiere on Syfy on April 15th. And the game itself comes out on April 1st. So this is the beta for the game, and I am currently playing on the Xbox. From what I understand, there is not much different between the Xbox versions of the game and the PC and PS3, except that apparently the servers are running better on the other consoles, but that is hopefully something that'll be fixed in time for the full release of the game, since this just is a beta. So right now, I am playing one of the early missions in the beta, probably 4 or 5 in, where basically we just have to go up and kill some snipers. Pretty simple. As for my character and the character creation, when you start the game, you get to choose from 4 different base characters, 2 humans and 2 of the aliens whose name I am blanking on. It starts with a V. They look very similar to humans, and as you can tell, my character, or you might not be able to tell, my character is the alien female, and so the 4 characters are human male, human female, alien female, and then you have a whole sorts of customizable like face paints and hair and all that kind of stuff. It's not super deep, but you can still make different looking characters. And then you have 4 kind of class types that you can pick, which determine your initial starting gear. And they're basically sniper, which I am, and then there's one with a shotgun, one with an assault rifle, and something else that I'm blanking on. But basically your generic 4 starting weapons and starting characters, and then that determines during the first mission of the game what weapon you'll receive. So everybody receives a pistol, and then I received the sniper rifle. And then, after you receive your gear, you get to choose one of 4, like, special power things that are called ego. And I don't know if you saw at the beginning, there was a weird, like, floaty, see-through woman talking to me, giving me my mission. She is, I guess her name is Ego. Oh, and there she is on the side of the screen right now. She's like an implant in your head, and she's with you obviously all the time then, and she gives you your missions and basic info about the game, stuff like that. And I threw a grenade into a car right there because I didn't know you can hold grenades. And what was that? Oh yeah, so she gives you 1 special power. There are 4 choices. Let's see if I can remember them all. The one I chose is Cloak, which you may see me use. Well, I'm sure I used sometime in the video, I'm not sure when. There's also one that makes you, like, your gun stronger for a short period of time. There's one that sends out a decoy that will distract your enemies. And the last one, you get to try them all out first before you choose one in a little kind of training thing. And, yep. Oh, and the last one makes you move super fast, and it increases your melee damage. So the interesting part about this game is that it is a third-person shooter first. It also is an MMO, so as you can see, the guy standing right next to me right now is another character, or another human, playing somewhere. And so he completed the objective right before I did, and which sent us into this cutscene. And then the boss came out. Then there's going to be a weird, glitchy minute right here where I think the game was confused on what just happened. Or maybe I was confused. Maybe I was supposed to go through there. So I ran around for a while trying to figure out what happened. And there was nothing here, and I was confused because there was no objective marker. But I eventually figured it out that I had to walk through that gaping hole in the planet back there, and it sent me to the area where everybody was fighting the boss. But yeah, this is probably just a strange glitch that comes with it being a beta, so I wouldn't base my opinion on the game off of stuff like this. I have encountered a couple glitches with objectives not being able to be completed and just, or like things not being able to be opened, and yeah, but nothing too bad. And I was talking a little earlier about the server issues. That is mainly with from what I've noticed, the logging in the game has been a little tricky. You have to try a couple times before it will allow you to log in. And then some of the areas with a lot of people will, the game will run a little slower. But as for the just normal mission time in the game, it's running pretty well from everything I could tell, and I've been really enjoying playing it. I think it's really a fun game, and it's one of those games where you can just pick up and play for a little bit easily. The missions are straightforward from the ones I've played so far. I'm sure there'll be at least hopefully more interesting ones later in the game, but they've been, you know, fairly straightforward, and you know, you can just play for a little bit and then sign off. And you know, there's not too many people playing right now since it is just beta, but every area that I've been to, I've found other people, and you know, you can play the mission with them or just completely ignore them. It doesn't matter. And so, yeah, so here we're also going to get the last interesting part of our gear. I think I have to get back. I was walking around trying to see if any of these panel things did anything, but they didn't look like they did. But yeah, we're going to head back to the base, and they're going to give us our vehicle, which is just like a little ATV that can be summoned anywhere. So if you look on the bottom left above my gun, there's two icons. One is for my cloak, one is for a grenade, and then they'll add the vehicle afterwards. So all of these are just timed charge kind of things. You don't have to, like, from what I understand, there is no grenade ammo. They just reload over time, and the cloak reloads over time, and so does the vehicle. So the world is huge. I've barely seen any of it. I've pretty much just been in this area and then the one right before it, because I don't know enough about the game to specifically say how, like, linear the progression through the areas is. For, like, the beginning part of the game here there's a simple progression from one area to the next, but I don't know if it's like that later in the game. Oh, and you see here that for the beta they implemented this little rating system, so you can give feedback on each of the missions. It was a little buggy yesterday, so I was having trouble getting it to work for me today, but it worked fine. And then it gave me a new sniper, which is stronger. And so for this last part of the video, I wanted to show off another part of the game which I kind of stumbled upon while I was recording this, which is the matchmaking. So the game is not only like this co-op MMO, it also has competitive multiplayer. So apparently I didn't do the menu quite yet. I got the ATV and I wanted to kind of drive around and look and run into things and see the world and, you know, race, stuff like that, try out the vehicle. Vehicle controls pretty easy to use. R is forward, L is reverse, B is handbrake, which I was having a lot of fun with. So yeah, I should probably cut part of this out, but you can see more of the world this way, so to see. So yeah, and as I was saying earlier, this show. Okay, well, I'll say that in a minute. Am I getting the menu? No. Yes, I am. Okay. So they had this menu wheel, and I went to matchmaking, and then they gave me these three options. So I chose the team deathmatch one, just see what it was. And then what it does is it gives you a little timer up at the top. I didn't know what it was doing, so I just left it on the menu. But you can close out of this, which I will, and then it will initiate all the matchmaking while you are walking around the world, so you can still play while the matchmaking is working. And as you see in the top left corner under my health, it shows me the players we're waiting for, so I just kind of ran around the map waiting for the rest of the people to join. Yeah, so the game is paired with a TV show on Syfy, and basically the premise of the game, which I don't think has been described, I know I've been talking over the people anyway in the game, but the premise of the show is that there, some sort, I don't know how to put it, I've watched a lot of the trailers, but there's some sort of aliens that seems they invaded Earth, and then there was a big battle between the humans and the alien species, but then they decided after one specific battle in the town of Defiance to work together, try to live together on Earth, is what I understand. So I also don't know a lot, but I do not know when the game takes place in terms of the show. I'm not sure if it is at the same time or if it is before the show. At the beginning of the beta, you do see the characters from the show sitting with you while you are on this ship that ends up crash landing. And so yeah, that's probably research I could have done, but no. Oh, and what you're seeing here is the ego grid. Those are the powers, and then I picked a perk that I had unlocked earlier, so I figured that was a good idea. And the only thing that I'm questioning about the multiplayer here is that from what I could tell, it didn't seem like there was any sort of balancing, because obviously some people can be at higher levels than others and have much, much better gear. So I don't know how that is taken into account, because this is a terrible match. Don't even pay attention to how I did, because I just got completely walloped. But I shot a couple people a couple times, and I left it in there just to show this side of the game, because I had it recorded anyway, so why not show more parts of the game, and so you can get a feel for what it's like. And if you haven't been able to play the beta or have had trouble with getting into the beta servers or whatever, I personally have not played the beta on the PC. I do have a code for the PC beta, so I cannot speak to whether, if you're interested in the game, which from what I've seen, I'm probably going to pre-order it because I've been having a lot of fun. But I can't speak to whether I would suggest the Xbox or the PS3. All I can say is that I have not experienced anything major with the Xbox version that would make me say to not get it on the Xbox if that's your platform of choice. Obviously, if PC is your platform of choice, I would tell you to get it on the PC, because I don't think, from what I have heard, the things on the PC have been running better and the textures are a little better, but I mean, I'm not expecting anything fantastic with the graphics and textures for an MMO, so I've been pleased with the what I've seen in terms of the graphics and the look and feel of the game. So yeah, I know some people on the forums have been saying they really won't buy it for the Xbox after all the server issues, but it is still beta, and hopefully everything will be fixed for the full release. I mean, there's obviously no guarantee of that, and the game does come out in a little over a week, so I don't know what's going to change between now and then, and I don't know what build of the game they are currently on, and if we're seeing the most up-to-date build, or if we're seeing an older one. Just to test the servers, I have no idea. So I mean, if you could still get beta keys, I don't know. I know some places, especially IGN, was giving them out yesterday. I don't know if they still are. The beta goes through Sunday, which it's currently the 23rd of March, so Sunday would be the 24th. So yeah, it's Saturday. So yeah, so it goes to the 24th of March, so if you are interested, I'd definitely take a look into that and see if you can still get beta keys from some of the gaming websites, or if Trion Worlds is giving them out still. So yeah, so that is a quick overview of the Defiance beta, and I will try to post more if I have time, so you can see more of this game, and I highly recommend checking it out, watching more videos, getting a beta key if you can. And yeah, that's about all I've got. So thanks for watching.